Udavar Adonai Nerushalayim Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah Yerushalayim Yeshua Sato. For out of Zion shall go forth the Torah and the word of Adonai from Jerusalem. Praise be to God, His spirit in His holiness.
Baruch Hu Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher bakar banu v'kol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torah. Baruch Adonai Noten HaTorah. Amen.
What? Lord God. Verse. The Torah. Go to Torah.
Are you reading Hebrew in these days?
Yes.
Excuse me.
ואת חנן ואת ירבה בעת ההיא לאמור. אדוני ירבה אתה הגלותה בהלות את עבדך את גדלך את ידך הכר זכר אשר מיאל בשריים ובארץ אשר עשאה כמי עסקה וכד ובותקה.
Moteka.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What he said.
Moteka.
Want to read the English?
Okay. And I beg God. And I beg God, Yahweh, at that time, at that saying, Lord Yahweh, you have begun to show your servant your greatness and your mighty arm. For what God is there is heaven or on earth that can do according to your works and according to your mighty acts.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Paul. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher natan lanu Torah limed. Baruch atah Adonai Noten HaTorah. Amen. Blessed are you, Lord God, King of the universe. Blessed in life amidst. Blessed are you, Lord, giver of the Torah. Yep.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Could we go back one, Judy? Back two?
Two?
One more, yeah. This is the Parsha. Normally we just do the introduction, but I felt so strongly to do just beyond that because the message for the past Shabbat and this one was comfort my people. Sorry, Judy. Could you hear me? Do I have to say that again?
Yes.
Okay. Typically every Shabbat we do the introduction to the Parsha, and this Shabbat I felt that we should do more than just the one beginning, which is why I pulled out this whole thing, because the need is there for the people of God to be comforted, And it's not just that Moses is begging God to do something. He's pointing out, Lord, you've begun to show your servant, your greatness, your mighty arm. And what God is there like you? And here we see the Aleph Tav, the Aleph Tav servant. The greatness Aleph Tav is showing, the mighty arm. It's not obvious in the English, but it's there. There's something special that's going on here. I had asked if we could see the video that we just saw, because that speaks to this whole passage. If we can go forward one, Judy. Again, yeah. One more. Okay. In this passage, which goes from the 3rd chapter, Deuteronomy, to the 7th, 3:24 to 7:11, quite a few things. The Shema that we say every week. The second portion is not in this passage, but Shema Yisrael Yivah Eloheinu Echad, that's in there. This is what the Jews say so often. It's part of who they are, it's who God is. Go to the next one, please. And here also in this passage is the Vahavta. The Shema is not just the one portion that we just said. It's quite lengthy. There are 3 major sections that come after the Shema. The Vahavta is what follows in this passage. In another passage, there's the second part, Vahaya, and in another passage is the Vayomer. Each one saying something different. This one, the admonition for the people of God to love Him, to teach Him to the children, and just to be in every aspect of their lives. The second part that doesn't show here is what He will do for them if they keep His ways, and what He will do if they don't. And the third part is just the fashioning and the wearing of the tzitzit, which tells them not just whence they came and who they are, but whose they are, because at the same time they're told that I took you out of Egypt. You are my people. Can we go back again? One more. And the same thing is here at the end of the passage. And that's something that Rabbi was speaking to about keeping his ways. I'm sorry, one more forward, Judy.
Forward?
Yeah, again. He set His love upon you, not because you were more in number than any people. And it goes on from there. He loved us because He chose to do so. And He made us His people. There's nothing we could do to become His people. He did that on His own. He wanted to do that, and so He's doing that for us, and so He's making the way for us.
Second.
Can you go back to the beginning? One more. Okay, no, stop. So, Moses is speaking. He wants to pass over the Jordan to go into the land that they were told would be theirs. And he's told, no, you're not going. And he's begging to be able to go in. He wants so much to go with him, to go beyond the Jordan. And the focus isn't that good here. Anyway, he's asked him to go into Jordan, the Jordan. And this is how he speaks of it. When he gets his response, it's Et HaJordan. There's the Aleph Tav again. There's something special about that. And I was trying to figure out what was different about it. He's asking to pass over Jordan, Ba'avar. And that's different than when he gets his answer, Ta'avar. The people of God were going to pass over the Jordan and go into it. He was told he couldn't do that. But this is different. It's not so much a passing over, it's passing away from. And it's not in a good sense. And he's told, you're not going to turn away from this. And I couldn't quite figure out why that was so important until I noticed that God was angry with him, not just because of what he did, his disobedience, but for their sake. Something he did was harmful to them, because when he was told to answer their cries for water in the desert, he was told, speak, 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 speak to the rock. Don't yell at it, don't do anything else. And instead, he hid it. Whether because he was angry at the people, which is not how his father was behaving, or because he wanted to come off as some big mighty man. Whatever it was, he was giving the Jews an image the Father did not want. And that was going to be in their mind. And that was not what he wanted. That was not the image he wanted to portray. The Jordan, Hayodan, the middle three letters, the Yod, can't even see it, the Resh and the Dalet. In English, some words we use to get other words. From ship, you get shipping, shipment, so forth. And the same in Hebrew. But with this one, there's only one word I could find that could come out of that. And it's morad, and it's a noun, and it means a hanging piece of art. And if you think about that, at Jordan, something hung out, something noticeable as a tapestry, was something you put onto a sculpture. And this is something that Moses could not deal with. He said, you're not going to pass away from this. You're not going to scorn this. You're not going to say anything about this thing that I'm hanging out. And it's at Hayodan. Yeshua himself was the one who was hung out for them. They were passing over into the land. But God, who can be everywhere at the same time, was going with them and staying behind. And 1,000 years after that, he'd be coming for us who couldn't go over at that time. So, I mean, this is all beautifully connected in there. You don't see it all in the English. You don't always hear it in the Hebrew, but if you can see it, it's in there. It's beautiful.